broken orbital bone.
That looked like a hike though.
There we
Breaking
go.
orbital.
Allen's
Live out
later
here
this
in
year.
these tweets and these streets, man.
Yes, sir.
What was the news about Brian Danielson?
I was just reading this headline. It said
He's
Brandon
cooked.
Danielson has surgery for broken orbital bone
Orbital
out
bone.
until later this year. I
Yeah,
didn't
he
think
got.
that's crazy.
I think he got that like at least a black eye and the initial injury in the match with Andrade.
That match was pretty stiff. Pause.
Injury,
Yeah.
dead, da-da-da-da.
Those gentlemen sure know how to hurt each other. But whatever's clever.
I think, at this point, think about how injury prone Brian has been. Like, go all the way back to just WrestleMania. He had the title for a month,
Yep.
give or take, and then he was out. Then he came back and he won the IC, and then he had that for about a month or so, and then he was out. Then he was retired for a few months. Then he came back again and did the heel run and the world's champion and whatever. And I think he was straight for a minute. And I think this might be like his third injury.
Jeez.
Hey man,
In
your body's not the
AEW?
same after
Nah.
you go through it at least one good time. Your body's definitely never the same, you know.
Shit, my body ain't the same, bro. I'll be waking up like, you ever just straighten your leg out real quick and you hit like at least 4 cracks,
Yeah.
Four.
hip cracks a little
Yeah,
bit.
like 14,
feel
15 of them
amazing.
joints, man.
I can make my ankle and my thumb crack on demand, bro. It's the old people
No,
shit,
facts.
but
I'm taking my shit crack right now. Pause.
I could put the mic up to my ankles and get a nice little, at least a strong hi hat if I filter the
yo,
bass
peep
out.
game, peep game.
Nah, this shit is crazy.
There it is.
Come on.
All right, yo. Let's get this shit going.
This is a disclaimer. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We're not insiders. We don't work with or for any pro wrestling companies. We're not pro wrestlers, nor have we ever been. We are not backstage at pro wrestling shows, nor are we getting any dirt from anybody backstage at pro wrestling shows. We watch pro wrestling shows, and then we talk about them, because we're pro wrestling fans. And chances are, if you're watching or listening to this show, so are you. And by the way, Tony doesn't know you. Vince doesn't know you. Hunter doesn't know you. Hunter's name isn't even Hunter. It's fucking Paul. Get a grip. Watch your mouth. This is the Ringside Club.
What's going on, everybody? It's D-Jack here, checking in with Ringside Club with my question. I was sitting here reflecting and just thinking about, my heyday, the wonder years of NWO when they first hit, and they had the most impactful superstar, American hero, darling Hulk Hogan, turn heel on his man, Macho Man Randy Savage, and it just shook up everything from, the World Wrestling Federations, across the board, TV contracts, everything. It just flipped the whole game upside down and started a new day. And I'm wondering, will we ever have a superstar that impactful turn heel, and 2, a conglomerate that impactful that just a global phenomenon? Will we ever see that again? Let me know.
Tremendous question. Piece of D Jack. So
I ain't going front. This sounded like Boogie. I thought it was just him doing the recording. Like, yo,
similar.
Boogie,
Yo, you know what I'm saying? You guys hold the A's out. Not everybody from Buffalo got the hard A's. You know what I'm saying?
I heard a little R at one of the words.
It's in there. You know what I'm saying? But
Just the art.
It's for the art.
what you got, Ayo?
So the question was, do we get A or B rather? Do we get an impactful faction like the NWO? And A, do we ever get like an impactful face turning heel?
Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
The way I interpreted it is, are we ever gonna get anybody that if they turned heel, it would be as compelling and
Okay.
changing of the the atmosphere, or the biggest reaction I guess we would get from something like that.
So let's go to the biggest stage, which would be WWE. I think the biggest impact at this point, as far as somebody turning heel, would be if Cody turns heel, right? Like we've seen KO turn heel a bunch of times. Sami Zayn, I don't think would be believable as a heel, but he would be the least likely. But I think Cody, because he can pull it off, and because he is so beloved right now as a babyface, 1,000%, it would be Cody for me. And then as far as faction, that's very, very tough. Like, that's tough. Like, do we have a faction as impactful? The best I can tell you is we've seen that, and they just kind of came to their end, or at least influential end in a bit, with what the Bullet Club did. You know what I mean? Like, we see how many people bought those Bullet Club shirts, and the platform that laid for people like AJ Styles to go to the E, and the Bucks and Kenny to start AEW in the first place. So as far as like, would there be another faction that big? I can't call it. I don't see it right now.
For me, yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody Rhodes. I couldn't think about anybody else bigger in WWE who would be that impactful if they turned heel. As far as faction, yeah, the closest crew I can think of is Bullet Club. After that, I can't think of anybody else. Yeah. So
it doesn't really seem like there's any major factions anymore that you can latch onto, like the NWO or like DX or any of these bigger factions that, you know, used to be threads of these shows that we had. You know, we got the Blackpool Combat Club, we got Bullet Club Gold, we got these little situations here and there, the Judgment Day, and now you got DIY, and you got, I don't think any of that, you know, all the names I just named, it's you know, these are just small little bullet points on the list of great wrestling factions, I feel like. So to me, there isn't a faction that could do it for sure. And because you both said Cody Rhodes, I think it would be crazy. I don't think it would be crazy impactful like that, but I think it would be a funny turnaround if LA Knight beat Roman for the title and then turned heel on the fans, and he's like, you know what, I don't even watch y'all recite my shit no more. This title's mine. I'm getting this shit the fuck out of here, and thank you for the title and thanks for the time, but I'm out. That's really all I got. I don't think anybody's really that much of a face that it would hurt the fans for them to turn anymore. Just I don't see anybody that anyone's really invested in besides a Cody Rhodes.
I'm gonna go John Cena. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, he is back. That counts.
Fantasy. You know what I'm saying? It's fantasy football. John Cena. That would be impactful. That would be pretty serious, but we know that's never gonna happen. But hey, could be worth a shot one day.
No lie, he was ready to do that at a point.
Word. He did that little cinematic shit where he was in the NWO with Bray Wyatt. That was pretty dope.
That was a great. I actually go back and watch that. That was one of the highlights of the fucking Thunderdome ever for me.
Yep. But one of the highlights of our show is the intro, so let's get it going.
Peace to the gods, the ringside club hard. My name is A.O. Say you're around the dawn. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chad Law. K-Fabe is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the venue, fly, burn the ball down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the par. Ringside club, intro to the squad as the show starts. Peace. What's good, folks? Peace to the gods, of course. Peace to the earth, man. We in the building, man. Look at us, man. Episode 60. 60. The mightiest of the mighty, broadcasting live from the Empire Tri-State. It's us, the best four-man booth in the game, the pro wrestling media space and all that. It's the Ringside Club, man. 4 starters.
Peace,
that URL that's right there in the middle of this screen, theringsideclub.com. That's where you go to tap in with everything that we have going on. All of the past episodes, future episodes go there. All of the merchandise right there. You can catch one of these hoodies, get you one of them hoodies. It's about to get real chilly outside, know what I mean? All of the past episodes, of course, are on demand on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. All the videos are right there on YouTube. And we're live every Thursday night right here on these channels, on X, formerly known as Twitter, and, of course, on YouTube. So, yeah, peace to y'all for tuning in and tapping in. We got a lot of predictions to make this week. We have Crown Jewel coming up, a little afternoon matinee type of thing on Saturday, WWE style. So we're going to predict. I'm going to defend my title. I'm going to hope that I come away with the title by the time we get to the end of that show. But you know how these things go. I come up with great ideas and predict all of them wrong for PPVs and PLEs. So you know how it go. But with that being said, I am the champ. There's 2 letters in my name. I mean, word up. Something's muted. Hold up. Somebody should shoot the
technology
audio guy.
comply.
Yeah. Here we go.
Technology should comply. There we go.
That being said, run it down. What's good, baby?
Hey, who are you? Let me introduce you to the other Don. Don.
You already know technology does turn heel from time to time, but you already know. I am Ron the Don Corleone. I am in here in the place to be, live from the 718. Got Godfather 2 on mute right now. And I'd love to see me on TV. You dig? And, you know, cop the gear right here. Cop the bucket hat. Cop the coffee. Cop everything. You already know. Let me pass it to my man. Oh, see, there you go. And then pass it to my man Quail Bug.
You feel me?
What's
Boom,
good?
boom, boom, boom. Look what you did.
Chilling, man. I'm over here on the B camp today, but staying out of everybody's way. Except all these record labels, they're definitely paying your boy, and it's a good feeling nowadays. But shouts out to me and AO. We got some secret shit going on that should be made public pretty soon, and just been staying busy, guys. I hope you all are well. We got Halloween out the way. We're slowly, fastly, quickly, whatever, moving into the holiday season. If that wasn't apparent in every store
Not to cut you
commercial
off,
you
dog.
see on your social media, it's all right there. So fuck it. At least pumpkin spice season is apparently over. So all of my vanilla brethren can chill the fuck out.
Yo, dogs already
all right,
jumped
man.
to
Your
Christmas,
vanilla
dog.
brethren.
Like,
Holy shit. Black man muscle over here, bro. Take it easy.
Nah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I represent. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? The people that think we look alike, you know.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
Good
what you
on
doing,
that.
Chad? What you got? We got the British Bulldog still queued up for this guy. What's even his theme music anymore?
I need the Triple H classic.
That's right, the Triple H.
I actually got something fire. I'm gonna start using Tessa's theme song. You know what I'm saying? That shit was fire, man. Rest in peace, Andrew Martin. Huh? Word, man. But yeah, on a lighter note, I am Younger Diver himself, CHADLAW, Chad Law.
Is that Sade on your shirt right now?
Yeah, man, I really seen it. She got the 4PF chains on. I really seen it, man. It's the brand. It's the lifestyle. You know the fucking vibes, man. RSC. Make sure y'all go to both our sites, everybody's site, Pardon My Fresh, Ringside Club. I really seen it. Get merch, get fly, get high. I'm about to smoke some. Bug gonna smoke some. I got something in the cup as well, too. The rosé poured.
Yo, shout out to Dub's Gardens. This is I don't even know what the fuck this is, but I know for a fact it's more expensive than anything I've ever smoked. And I probably shouldn't have this, but since it was given to me, I do have it. So, shouts out to Dub's Gardens, man.
Shout out to my man, Jean-Claude Van Graham. He gave me some Uncle Crackers when I'm smoking right now. Man, I'm smoking.
dope ass name.
Yo, matter of fact, crazy you said that. And even on the weed topic, this shit is all on brand. Shouts out to Rob Van Dam, who was sporting the Louis Spicoli, the Spicoli driver shirt that I designed with Hal Haney.
Oh shit!
Yeah, a bunch of these ECW dudes are just supporting Sabu, RVD.
Yo, you gotta
Tommy
make the
Dreamer.
play. You gotta make the play and get RVD on the pod for us, man.
I love RVD, man. There's nobody that's a straight shooter like him right now. He's just giving it up, all facts. Him and what's my man's name that does the replays with the touch screen behind him?
RJ City.
No, Stevie Richards. Steven Richards.
Oh yes, yeah. Stevie Richards is fine. I fuck with Stevie Richards. His series on YouTube is going crazy right now on the low. You know what I'm saying? Because it's actually like insightful. It's not him bashing you. Like, so I fuck with Stevie Richards right now. Check it out. You know what I'm saying? Free promo on that one, but only because if you are a wrestling savant, it's a good analysis, bro.
Yeah,
not just
he breaks down a bunch of shit, not just his own shit, everybody else's shit. He gives you a little insight. He's a super realist. He doesn't like big himself up. He's like, yeah, I could have done this a lot better, or I was horrible at this. Like, he's not like, most of these people who are just doing the whole ego stroke thing. I'm better than everybody else, and I was the best wrestler ever.
This shit is a what went wrong, and I like the fact it breaks down what went wrong in certain matches. Shit that like I missed, that from like recent shit that I missed, and I was like, word. Even Nia Jax's return, you know what I'm saying? How like she just went crazy with that bomb, that bonsai bomb, and you know what I'm saying? A lot of things you might overlook, though. Yeah.
So, Ayo, you want to give us a rundown of anything newsworthy, or are we just gonna hop right into the picks?
Or also, what's coming up on Saturday, man?
I'm about to say, like, yo, the one little piece of news that I got this Saturday, I'll bring this up on the screen. Boom, piece of those wrestling girls, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
5th anniversary celebration. We are sponsors once again, 2nd year in a row. So what you're going to want to do is head over, follow those wrestling girls on Instagram, on Twitter. Get all the information right there. But this is this Saturday out here in the city, in these streets. 5th anniversary. So congrats first and foremost to PR. Congrats to Krista B. 5 years of building a brand, and we've seen them all over the place. We've seen them in the press room at some of the biggest events this year on the WWE side of things.
Yo, even if you're just an onlooker paying attention just a little bit, you could even see those two know how to work a room, yo. They kill that shit, so good for them.
Yo, salute to them, man, for real.
Yeah,
let's do it. Let's go to fucking Saudi, bro. Let's fucking get to Saudi and figure this shit out. What do we got going on here?
I wanted to kind of torch Dynamite for a bit, honestly.
Yeah, we might be able to do a special episode of just torching what AEW is doing right now. I think that might call for a special episode.
Fam, I sat through that shit, and we're not going to take too long in this shit with the rundown, but I sat through that motherfucker with no phone, no nada. Just me, Dynamite, notepad.
And you live tweet while you're watching. You give your thoughts live while you're watching, so it's your raw, immediate reaction to shit, which is what I could appreciate too.
Yes. So it's like I sat back and just watched this shit, and I was just like,
listen, I got 2 comments. The first one is, it's bad when your man A.O. Baker is fucking stressed out about it. If he's stressed out, check the fucking temperature of the room, because if AO is stressed out about wrestling, there's a problem. There's a real problem.
That shit was whack, bro. Shit was really whack.
Time you might have ever said a Dynamite was whack.
I'm taking a drink to that, because that shit right there,
nah,
man.
It might be the second or third, but I will say I think this is the worst episode in my opinion. I don't think I've disliked an episode of Dynamite.
Nah, you will save a Dynamite.
I don't think I've disliked an episode more than this one, bro.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you.
I think it's a slow build, right? There's so much that I'm looking at what they've been doing over the last, let's say, year. And it's like, I don't like the direction this is going in. And they add a little more. I don't like the direction that's going in with that. We've gotten to the point now that a lot of what I dislike about other wrestling promotions and wrestling TV shows, I'm seeing in every other segment on Dynamite now.
Yeah, man.
And it's like, I thought this was different. This was a thing. It's not a thing anymore. This doesn't feel like appointment TV for me anymore.
I think the reason people conduct investigations from outside parties is to give it a fair shot. And for that, I truly believe that creative teams that write for television should not work for the companies they write for. They should be contracted to come in and have the best product at bay and sit down with the owner of the company, the CEO, and be like, all right, so this is who you wanted your champion to be. Let's go. Let's sit down with like Battleship. This is what we got for you. How do you fuck with this? How do you not fuck with this? And then we could see like what happens. But I don't want to shit on Tony Khan right now and say it's all him, but I will say that it is evident right now that we're playing fucking roulette on a cruise ship in hurricane season. Like that's what the fuck I see is happening right now, because it truly does not make sense to me how you can take so many of these storylines, like you were talking about, AO, before we started, where guys like me are literally fucking begging for storylines and we're getting fed what it's like it's right there. It's right fucking there. It's like you could see it right. It's almost like a shot. Like if you're going to finger roll the ball into the hoop and it rolls off the fucking rim, but it hangs up there for a few seconds. You see it going in and it just something goes awry. It's like, dog.
The best way I can sum this up is one sentence, and then I'm gonna fall back. The best way that I can sum this up is when AEW launched, it was the best company in pro wrestling, and they proved it week by week. And little by little, especially this year, they have leaned more and more into sports entertainment because there's been a lot of people vocal about, hey, this is working over there. We want more of this.
Ratings.
And then they're straying away from what was their competitive advantage. We do things like this.
They
now
bit the fucking bait.
Right. Now we're doing things like that, and it's not working.
And you're not going to win. You can't
Out
you can't be an
WWE.
expansion team. You can't be an expansion team in Major League Baseball and win 27 World Series championships in 1 year and defeat the Yankees like that. You can't take down a dynasty like that in a year.
There's nothing subtle. I
knew
knew I said I was going to be. This is piss. Listen. There's nothing subtle. There's nothing subtle anymore. Fuck that. Check this out. It used to be you could do something and it'd be something that was funny, and then we move on to something else. Now we're just badgering this shit. You got your mans coming out with a giraffe. Like,
Crazy.
what are we doing? You got it.
Crazy.
All right, let's just slightly just speed through this dynamite. Hell of a dynamite.
Please tell me you have Will Hobbs running security on Don Callis at the announce table as one of your bullet points, because that's
Dog, how Takeshita just beat Omega twice and he's just chilling behind the announce table now. What are we doing?
Well, let me not jump ahead. So I'm starting to like. I'll point out some of the good that I do like from the shows. I'll give it a rundown. I like the start of AEW shows being promos. I'm getting more acclimated with that, with the cold open. Kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they're going to give us a 30-minute match every time. So it's like I appreciate a promo. And I'm so used to with WWE that when I see MJF get on the screen and start, I kind of like it. I like the direction of where it's going. We get an Orange Cassidy match to start. All right? I don't know about y'all, but I think I'm kind of getting already sick of the Orange Cassidy International title run opening up every single Dynamite. Whether it might be the ratings mover or not, I think it's time we try something else, just a little bit different. Like, we've already seen this song and dance. Did Claudio stand a chance? No, I didn't think Claudio stood a chance. The match was heavy. Orange Cassidy survived the match, which pretty much the story is what they told, right? Like, he survived it because Claudio just whooped his ass. So then you just get right to Jon Moxley coming through, beating him down. Claudio ain't really paying attention. He's like, oh, what's going on? Mox is just whooping his ass. I thought it was a bit much. Thought it was a little bit out of nowhere. The feud, lukewarmish to me. Moxley's been absent. Cassidy is still holding on to the title. I think I could have did 5-10 minutes less on that match, and I think I'm ready for Moxley to just win the belt back again.
And shouts out to all the fans that are and followers of this podcast that are listening and not watching right now. I promise you, if you take a screen grab of the past couple of minutes that we've been talking about this, and you could sync it with AO's blood pressure, it would read the worst. It would look like my shit after I ran up and down the stairs. That's what the fuck that shit would look like. Right. AO is not okay right now. We got to do a wellness check on him. If anybody knows his wife, text his wife, make sure he's good. You know what I mean? Get him some waters. We're going to be all right, yo.
What's y'all take? First couple of segments of Dynamite, first couple minutes with that Orange Cassidy shit. What y'all see? How y'all feel?
I already knew out the gate. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be different because.
And you know what? They surprised me. I really thought Claudio was about to take the title off him. That was my honest opinion.
I never thought for a second he was going to take the title off.
Me neither.
I don't know why I did.
Yo, here's why I think like this isn't as impactful as it could be or should be. Is
Feel me on that.
When Orange Cassidy was in his first run before he lost the title, he should have beat Mox.
Yep.
You have him beat Mox because
I
everybody
agree.
favored Mox. Yo, he's gonna win. If you're trying to solidify Orange Cassidy as the guy, the best thing you could do is have him go on the run that he did, and then have him beat one of the top 3 guys in the company. Then whoever he loses to at that point is made because you just beat the guy that beat the guy. And then you can figure out the next direction that you want to go in with Orange Cassidy.
It's like beating Ric Flair and then losing to Arn Anderson the week after. Like it just doesn't make sense.
So now, like, I think the other part is like I'm not exactly sure what we're doing. Like, how are we supposed to receive the Blackpool Combat Club, which has been a question mark all year again. Like, are we supposed to boo Mox or cheer Mox? Like, what just happened this past week, I enjoyed because it's like, all right, if we're going in the direction of we're trying to turn this guy heel or continue the heel run, I don't know what we're doing, then you have him do vicious shit and attack a guy that everybody else loves. But I don't know what we're doing. So I don't know.
I honestly think
the fire promo, it makes you go, man, it was actually pretty fucking.
And that was my highlight for the episode, by the way, was the promo that he cut.
Right. And Chad, to answer your question about why do we keep starting, or not even a question, but your statement about we keep starting with this same situation with Orange Cassidy, I feel like AEW is constantly seeding, and you're in the music industry, so you know what I mean by that. Like, they're constantly feeding people something that they're testing. And like, even though it's something that seems consistent, they're constantly testing, because although there's threads of the old world wrestling and real pro wrestling with Collision and all that other shit, they are so forward and progressive when it comes to numbers and what's the word I'm looking for? Impressions and all these different things that you measure when you're watching these shows, and social media numbers and all these different things that I've said this before on podcasts that when we first started, maybe episode 1 and 2, where I'm just like, they're drunk on the numbers. Like, they're just so drunk on the numbers that I truly feel like they're going into everything segment by segment and not looking at it in a certain way. And this is the only thing I'll say about it, and I'm done. We could go through the rest of the show if you want. You could look at Kevin Hart. You don't have to look at wrestling. You could look at any form of fucking entertainment. A hip-hop album. Not nowadays. I'm saying the traditional shit that we grew up on. It starts with an intro. It ends with an outro. That's a thread. Kevin Hart stand-up special is going to start with a joke, and that joke is going to run through the entire show, and he's going to close the show with a piece of that joke that he started the show with. Yo, bro, with wrestling, I'm not asking for much, but if you are going to do the storytelling shit, start with a topic and end with a topic. If MJF started the show instead of Orange Cassidy, and we saw Strife, and this guy really had no idea who he was going to pick, even if he did ultimately go with the fucking Scissor Party, right? I wouldn't be mad at that if they started the show and ended the show with it. To start with Orange Cassidy, it just felt like, y'all really don't know what the point of this is.
They did start with MJF. Thankfully,
maybe I didn't see it then.
Yeah, they started with MJF and Renee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't see it, so maybe I missed it.
Yeah, that's the cold openings that I do like with Dynamite. Like, I'm starting to like that Dynamite and Collision, which brings me to the next point.
I missed the beginning, then I take that back.
Yes, MJF spent the episode, which is one of my favorite parts of the episode, finding partners, going to knock on Samoa Joe's door.
That reminds me of a Raw type thing, like Vince McMahon's door, like, you know what I mean, like shit like that.
We're conditioned to that, where it's like, it's okay if the shit moves like that because they don't do shit like that. When do they ever do shit like that? It's okay. Right. What else are you supposed to do? Go knock on Samoa Joe's door and be like, hey, be my partner. Thanks. The end. Didn't really make sense. Jericho and Omega, Jericho opening the door, that was subtle right there. I like that. I was over the cheesy shit of the Acclaim being there, but for the sake of what was going on, I was like, yo, this shit actually like works. Even Wardlow making his presence felt finally doing something. And
my second favorite part of the episode, the Wardlow joint.
like I was gonna just we ain't crazy on Wardlow, but it's like, all right, to not knock this whole show, at least Wardlow did something for a change, and like you didn't see it in Wardlow's face, but you saw it in Max's face, and that's what was like really important. I fucked with that. Like,
Yeah, he looked shook.
But to me, it's still wild because Wardlow, you're the one who beat Max, and Max won the world title, and you've just been in fucking misery. So I guess that's what Max is taking from you. I don't know. Like, that's where I'm lost here, because if memory serves me correct, Wardlow won the match and the feud. So what are you doing now? So,
Maybe it was his rise, like when he started to gain fervor and respect from the fans. He was side by side with MJF, and then he was a pig, and he was this and he was that, and he kind of like chopped his legs from underneath him. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think like on camera. Yeah, but like on camera, they do have like maybe one more step of explaining like, why are you so mad at MJF when you should be mad at maybe
Tony Khan.
Nah, fuck Tony Khan.
To me, it's Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is his opponent.
Not even Samoa Joe. You should be mad at QT Marshall.
Right.
You should be mad at something in that direction. Not that I want to see the feud. Don't get me twisted. I'm just saying storyline wise. Think
Man
like
said, yo, go to Rampage and get mad at QT Marshall, yo.
Nah. What I'm saying is like think about the people that did something to you most recent on TV that actually affected your run.
Right.
Like MJF was not one of those people. You know what I mean? So
I was saying Samoa Joe just because he cut the hair and shit like that, and that was
Yeah.
a big part of his identity and whatever.
100%. So maybe they do have like that one more step to go back and say, yo, you were the first domino. You know what I mean? That made people comfortable with trying to play me. I don't know. They whatever. What I thought was whack about a lot of the backstage shit is it takes me out of like the suspension of disbelief sometimes when you're talking to somebody and then all of a sudden you turn right around and then somebody else is coming and there's no interaction with all of these parties. It looks like very theater staged, like exit stage left, enter stage right kind of shit. So there were elements of that I thought was kind of dope as far as like, yeah, we have this guy knocking on Samoa Joe's door or standing in front of Samoa Joe's door. And I'm like, do I really want to go down that path, right? And the hesitancy there. But just like the hidden WWE camera bullshit is one of the things that I dislike the most. And we have fuck that. We never used to have that in no, fuck that. It's WWE, it's not wrestling. It's WWE.
Right. But it is familiar. At least it feels familiar. It's
WWE bullshit. What we can very simply have
but it goes back to your point. We don't need the too much of the entertainment.
We don't need that shit.
Yeah.
We can have a designated spot, right, where this is where we do our interviews. And then you have a disruption where somebody is interrupting somebody's interview time and make that shit feel fucking real.
I don't think they want it to be too NWA. I think AEW was probably nervous to make it too NWA, and they didn't want to keep it too cookie cutter.
And they're doing corny shit for that reason.
Right.
And even if you want to go NWA, think about like as simple as the setup was when NWA was on YouTube and it was popping and they were doing Power. We do our interviews right here. If you want to get it popping, you interrupt the interview.
Right. Yeah.
I think it was brilliant when MJF turned over and Team TNA was right there. I thought that was amazing. I popped.
I thought that was hilarious.
I popped. I don't care. I was like, this is one of the best parts of this show, yo. And this
Jared's gonna find a way to get himself on TV,
Yo, easily. And the fact that they were just like, yeah, come on, come be. I was like, yo, this is great, yo. This is fucking awesome. Team TNA is always like, yo, Team TNA is really one of the best, most underutilized heel group energies in AEW. I was about to say Impact.
Are we gonna get Ric Flair managing Jay Lethal as Ric Flair?
Yo, I think we're gonna get a woo off with the two of them at some point, like easily.
100%, because somebody else did it, so let's do it again.
Easily. And it's in AEW world where Tony Khan takes a lot of TNA shit, so I think that's gonna be a good one.
Well, listen, I'll say my
signed Vince Russo.
I'll say my favorite thing of Dynamite that night was MJF trying to find partners that whole night. That was hilarious.
That was great.
My gripe for the night, I mean, it was a few things, but
I was going just in order of the vault. I was gonna go right to the 6-man tags because holy shit, that trio.
that was horrendous.
son, when I seen Brian Cage on the screen, y'all knew I was furious, man. Y'all already knew. I ain't even have to tweet it. I ain't to say shit. I seen Brian Cage and Gates of Agony. I was like, oh, fuck. Lo and behold,
I'll give the only thing I really give him credit for is for being that big. He don't hurt people, bro. He's actually pretty good in there. He's not hurting people, at least, because he could, at that size, he could be really mismanaging what he does in there. You know what I'm saying?
we was waiting for this topic because we talked on so much last week that we completely bypassed Swerve talking to a fucking baby.
But it wasn't even there. The baby wasn't even making noise.
Yo, Bug, how would you feel, yo, if I broke into your crib and talked to your son? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
While he was at work.
Are we suspending disbelief, or are we talking real life?
Let's fuck it. Kayfabe only.
All right, if it's kayfabe only, and I'm bypassing the artillery and the cameras and everything else,
You as
losing my mind.
Are at work, and I'm coming into your house with Ron, and I'm about to go up to your son's crib and just prop the camera up and be like, "Your father's gonna pay for everything," and then throw a T-shirt on. Like, what is your initial like?
I have so much rage. One of my I guess superpowers and hindrances is that I probably would spontaneously combust because I'm so angry that I don't even know if I'd make it. I might die of a heart attack before I actually do what I would want to do. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
But
so how do you feel Hangman should have reacted, or how do you feel Hangman should have went?
Well, unless he's like, no kink shaming, but unless he's like a cuck or something, I would think you'd be like really, really upset, and like you'd rush to your house. Like, and I'm not saying that about his kid. I'm saying in general, like if you're like some weird, like I like to, not weird in like you're weird. I mean, but like you're different. Like to watch weird stuff go down. Right. Yeah, no, it's just like, bro, like what are you doing? Like, why are you not already at the house right now? Like what, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it doesn't make sense. The whole segment was, to me, that segment was hysterical just because we got Prince Nana expressing his love of berries, which to me was hysterical just because his humor is such that it's, I don't know, he's just fucking hysterical to me. So I appreciated that. But other than that, everything else was kind of trash, besides Swerve himself, because Swerve's acting is really good, and Swerve is just proving that he's really good at what he does. But yeah, no, I wasn't a fan of that situation because it didn't make sense. And again, if they had done it and piped in like a kid crying or something, it would have been more believable. But because there was no kid crying and you didn't like get to hear it, it's just like, all right, I get what you're trying to do. It's not terrible. It's certainly not the worst thing they've done as far as segments go, but they could have been done better, in my opinion.
Yo, you know something, man? Two things. If I was booking should be a shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
If I was booking ... AO, right? If I was booking, right. But if I was booking this week, why don't you start the show with who should be the angriest person on the roster?
This is that's the real argument. It's not that Orange Cassidy started. It's why didn't we start with the craziest story on your fucking show right now?
Start with the heat.
Yeah. This is why we're the Ringside Club.
My man's broke into a crib, and all we know about Hangman Page is that he's getting ready for a 6-man tag. Nah, bruh. I've been waiting to find you and see you for a week.
Nana didn't show up because he was scared Hangman would try to harm him.
Nah, he was still eating them berries. They probably had a lot of berries, bro. Shouts out to Nana. No Nana disrespects a lot on this podcast. 5% Nana is
Yo, son. The Gates of Agony beat the Hung Bucks for the Trios Championships of Ring of Honor. Doesn't matter on one side, but on the other side, it should matter because that's the faction, and them beating the Elite is a big deal. Is it not?
Yeah,
I feel like it should be.
It is.
I feel like it should be.
Yo, to me, the Young Bucks taking L's at all is a big deal. And it depends on who they lose to. But the Young Bucks taking L's at all is a big deal.
And yo, sidebar, let's not forget that they're technically the #1 contenders for the tag title. Right?
I'm gonna start watching Dynamite and not live tweeting because everything that we're like, this is all off the dome / like I watch this shit straight through. Like, yo, fam, aren't they the #1 contenders? You can tell this company's booking on the fly because it's like
nuts.
Where's the tag division?
Nuts.
Why are the trios championships of Ring of Honor defended right now, and Starks and Big Bill can't get off Collision? Not that it's a problem they're on Collision, but it's like you want to feature the tag team champions at some point too. They actually are doing something. Whatever, yo. They won, and we've got a Swerve Hangman 2 at Full Gear, fellas.
Yeah. I think we should just breeze past the rest of this goddamn show because it wasn't the greatest, and I know what the worst thing was for all of us. So, Chad, if you want to take that away, you can say it. But
I was just gonna say next up, Copeland coming down, him and Christian.
That's right.
Yeah, man. You think
AO's gone.
You know what I mean?
AO's gone. We got
left the building.
Cope came down to the ring. Got threatened by Christian. And
he speared him.
Yeah, Nick Wayne's only purpose, as we said, every episode since Nick Wayne's been here, is to just take spears from Edge.
Plain Jane Wayne.
Droopy face Wayne.
Damn.
Man. So there was that. The 6-man tag is official for Full Gear.
Yep. Ric Flair's not in the match.
Yo, my guy over here.
I mean, nothing really to write home about. Just another beat down angle. You know how that shit goes. Chris Jericho is going to continue to ruin Kenny Omega's time as
Damn.
Yo, I can't do this shit. Like, what do we do? I can't do this shit. This shit is so whack. What are we doing?
Yeah,
I can't do this shit.
I just want
Bro, it's like having LeBron James playing your intramural basketball team. Like, why are you using this star? Kenny Omega is one of the biggest fucking stars in professional wrestling. Let's not fucking mix this shit. But he still is a star.
Yo, dog. But like, yo, as
but I love Kenny Omega.
As low on the totem pole of a promo guy that Kenny is, he's still the biggest star that AEW has because in ring he's really that fucking good. He's like Kenny Omega has a certain type of charisma without having to talk.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, fuck that. His dry humor is hysterical. I think that the BTE shit is a little much for me sometimes. Yeah, that his personal humor is hysterical in my opinion.
Yo, Kenny Omega is a goof. Like going back to New Japan, like his whole character in New Japan and what he's tried to bring over to AEW, and it doesn't necessarily translate the same way. But his whole character is basically a video game supervillain. Right? And in Japan, it worked a little bit more because like you also got to figure like he's talking American to people, to an audience that may or may not understand what he's saying. So he's doing like over the top, character driven movements and shit like that whenever he's on a mic.
And plus, not just real like American. From what I've seen, it's like not like conversational American. It's like anime American voiceover American. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he's not gonna talk to you the same way on one of those type of promos that he would if you were talking to him in real life. Like this shit is like everybody's like, yo, it's dialed up to 10. It's like dialed up to 10, but on another line also. Like it's a different thing. But Kenny Omega just lost to Takeshita twice, right? Like think about Takeshita beating Omega twice. And the next piece of booking is like, 8-man tag. You're teaming with Paul White and these couple of guys to face Jericho. Like, what are we doing?
Kenny Omega's not
dog?
He's not a small dude either. When I saw him get halfway duct taped to the ropes, and I'm like, all right, bro, look, I'm not a big dude like that. I'm a bigger dude, but I'm not like muscular like that. But if you put that duct tape on me, bro, I'm out.
I'm breaking out.
You're telling me that I'm supposed to believe, even suspending disbelief, that was. I was just checked out at that point, bro. Between Will Hobbs, Kenny Omega, Takeshita, even Don Callis at this point, because Don Callis is doing great heel work. To waste these pieces with what they're doing right now, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yo, this was lined up to be the Bobby Heenan Hulk Hogan shit.
So
I have my family, and I'm throwing the biggest, baddest, motherfuckers at you. I have Will Hobbs, who's going to destroy you. I have Takeshita, who's going to destroy you. Already beat you twice, right? If you want to get fly and you want to go, quick, I got my young boy over here, Kyle Fletcher. But don't forget that his man's is fucking Will Ospreay, and he already beat you too. Like, this is what we should be doing. And I'm just throwing, these are feature singles matches on the biggest pay-per-views that AEW
As you
has.
said that, I just had an epiphany, okay? And call me fucking hopeful, call me stupid, but maybe they're bringing Paul White in here because I was thinking to myself, why do you bring Paul White in to outsize William motherfucking Hobbs, who's the biggest guy in your company besides Miro? How do you fucking bring in somebody to outsize him when the whole point is to build up how fucking big and ruthless this guy is? But
so we can have
the epiphany came to me exactly while you're talking, and it's like, okay, no, Paul White's not going in there to fight. He's going in there to take a fucking slam, and he's going to bump for fucking Will Hobbs. And that's what it is. I think that's what we're going to get. And if he does do that, good for him. But I still don't think we fucking need it. We don't need it.
We don't need it. Because the first thing we see when we see the Big Show, or pardon me, Paul White right now, is not, oh, here's a giant badass. We see a guy
it's a
who comes
dumpster.
out.
We got to move the dumpster.
We see a guy who's like, damn, I'm not sure if he can make it to the ring. So you get no points if you slam him. You get no points if you hit him with a spine buster.
It's like if you were to hit it on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right now, like, fam, for real, bro. Like, you're gonna take points off hitting a 70-year-old man with something like, no, bro.
Sidebar from all of this. How about the former JAS getting thrown under the bus for this tag match? Because that was like so random in itself. It was like they're an afterthought. Like they are cooked. Like I haven't done a prepped and cooked in a while, but for the sake
shouts out to them still staying on Dynamite because they could easily be shifted over to any of the other shows and stay there. You know,
it's amazing that Santana and Ortiz couldn't get this time, but you know they did.
Which is a damn shame.
Best piece of TV they've had so far this week for sure.
Our women's segment. Hikaru Shida defeated Willow Nightingale.
This is the shucky ducky worst whatever segment of the night right here. Whatever the fuck this dude be saying, worst segment of the night, yo. Terrible.
That was my gripe for the night, man. That was
so not being online and just watching that match. I'm going with I'm going with Hikaru Shida is going to have multiple title defense wins, no matter what, on some Orange Cassidy shit, and she's
the new Orange Cassidy. Yes,
she's losing to Toni Storm at Full Gear.
That's it. Toni Storm's taking the title. Timeless Toni Storm's gonna hold it till Thunder Rosa comes back and gets her belt back from her, and that's it.
Willow, what does Willow deserve to take these money losses, man?
I love Willow, yo. What are they doing to her, yo? It's just stupid.
And this is my gripe. That was my gripe for the night because
speak it into existence because we all feel the same way.
Yo, listen. I just look at it like this. First of all, I think that was like the first women's segment of the night, not until like 9:30. That's one thing. And then it's a world championship match, which just feels like shit.
A world title match. By the way, world title match
at the most random time.
Willow was not the number one contender. She lost the number one contender match, didn't she? Like, what is she doing in there?
Willow lost the match just previously for a title the other week, the other showing. So, like, now she's got a title match, and it's just like it made my head implode of how much.
Are they gonna fucking like Men in Black pen us or something and just make us forget? Or is that what they're hoping? Like, what?
I think they just think we're dumb, man. Like,
this was the point of the show.
You mean like WWE? Be doing shit.
Their women's division is fire, bro. Like they could have
no, not women's division. What I'm saying is WWE does shit because they
up until the Triple H era. You're correct.
Dumb.
yes,
right, exactly. Yeah.
Historically, they just do shit and like, oh nah, that didn't happen.
Right up until SummerSlam last year, not this year. SummerSlam last year, I would agree that AEW is on a trend of doing what WWE is on, which is crazy. Listen, when Julia Hart hit the ring, I said to myself, here we go, the fucking new dark faction. This is going to be so fire.
Right.
And she turns around and spits fucking blue. You don't have blue mist. Where the fuck did you get? Are you blue dust?
That's where I was done, yo. That's where I was.
You're blue dust. So now you're.
Let me tell you, let me tell you something. After that, this Toni Storm thing, I feel like that was the most compelling thing in the women's division.
Bro, they were doing the half eye makeup. The this, the that. Everybody's dark. They got these issues.
Willow cleaned up. That's when I.
Oh my.
That's what I knew something was coming to a head because Willow cleaned up. And I was like, she ain't got the eye shit no more, but Sky is still like wilding right now. And then all of a sudden that happens, and now we're gonna get a Rampage blow off match.
We're just gonna get a Julia Hart Sky Blue feud for no reason. And it's just I don't know.
Look, I didn't even like that in the first place, but that's clearly just me, right? I didn't like it in the first place. Motherfucker spits in my face. It's not gonna change my mood to the point that that's my mood for the next month. I'm gonna fuck you up now. We're gonna get it over with. Right, so I like the whole this is spooky nigga shit that I don't fuck with, but
I already don't like House of Black. I already don't like the fucking 30-minute House of Black entrance.
Dog, House of Black is fire when you just have them do shit, not talk. I don't need any of the spooky. I don't need the lore. I don't need the mist.
Bro, you could be Legion of Doom without showing them running through a forest making their spiked like shoulder pads. They're just Legion of Doom when they show up. When House of Black shows up, they could just be House of Black. They don't need to give us the vignettes. I don't need that shit.
But even with all of that said, why so now what are we doing now? Now we have Julia Hart, who is now still by herself, and I guess we have a realignment of Willow and Sky Blue. So we're back at square one. So nothing happened.
Basically, yeah.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Precisely.
Yeah. I thought there was going to be a heel turn somewhere in this scenario, but this seems like they just cut the story off, and that was
again, like, think about how interesting it is. Like, Willow is one of those people. You know how, there's certain characters that you should.
You see why I said this could be a whole separate episode, right? Because this is crazy.
Yeah.
You could either always be a heel, or you can either always be a face. Willow is one of those people who should never, ever, ever, ever turn or even come close to turning. She is an eternal.
She is Bailey Hugger era. Exactly. Over with the fans just being 100%. Herself, in my opinion.
And you see how difficult it is for fans to boo Bailey to this day. They want to cheer for her, right? So think about how interesting it is if you have Willow still as Willow, but now you have fucking Sky Blue. Now she's with Julia Hart. Now we're trying to figure out ways to take you down. Right, we're aligning. Maybe we bring some other people up from other shows or from ROH. Like now we're sending people out Willow, and then you have Willow overcome, and build her up and give her some momentum. And she's
too good.
In the line of work you're in, AO, with copywriting and all the shit that you do. I know you've seen it too, because even in creative writing, right? I feel like ever since like M. Night Shyamalan came along and we got those videos that were like, oh shit, by the way, this whole thing was in reverse, or he was dead the whole time, here's the swerve. It's like you can salt and pepper swerves into your writing when everything is going the way it's supposed to. But when there are no fucking constants and all you do is constantly swerve, no one gives a motherfuck, bro. So you can't possibly care about the swerve if you're always swerving. Does this sound stupid? It should, because it is stupid.
Nah,
like,
Swerve
no,
would
so
agree.
fuck.
Would agree. Prince Nana and Swerve would agree.
Yeah, Swerve.
Yeah, of
Swerve.
course.
Had a house invasion last week, and a promo this week. You feel me?
Like, I would start the show with the police coming down to get Swerve as him and Nana are in the ring because he broke into Hangman's house, and Hangman's up at the top of the ramp saying, "Yo, like."
Think about the footage. Think about the footage that you could have that we weren't able to show. This was too raw for TV last week. But now here's the uncut footage from what happened, what really happened at the house like last week.
Bro, Pillman and Stone Cold had a gun. Like, what the fuck? Where did we go? Like, you could do a whole lot, bro, and there's not much going on there.
And that's why I think I might have said this last week. If you're not going to go further than what Pillman and Austin did, then don't even touch an angle that's going to remind you of that Pillman and Austin angle.
100%, bro. I can't.
Damn,
that's the same way I feel about Biggie instrumentals. You have no business rapping over a Biggie instrumental if your last name is not Wallace. And if you're not one of those people.
These motherfuckers can't even find a pocket today.
Do you know
my God.
What beat are you on?
It was commentary breezing past the whole like break-in.
I'm upset.
That's what really did it for me, was just like
that's the title of this episode. We're old.
He's breaking into the house. It's heinous. But up next, the Ring of Honor. 6-man tag team. I was just like, yo, wait.
Switching gears.
Whoa.
Right? There's also some Super Michael Cole. Switching gears.
And maybe this is the time to say this because we say it every podcast and we don't. I guess we didn't say it now because this is probably the longest prepped and cooked segment we've ever had unofficially. But yo, this is all cooked. And yo, I promise you, it's not about the talent. We know you guys are doing the best you fucking can, yo. We're socially commentating on.
I'm so grateful for y'all.
Yo, I really, literally love you. I love pro wrestling. It's my whole shit, right? Yo, speaking of which, did y'all catch the Vlad shit? Who's cooler than Vlad, bro? Watch that Superfan documentary on Peacock, yo.
Oh, not yo. That was
bro. I almost cried, bro. I swear to God, I almost cried. I felt so bad for that dude. He is a special individual, yo.
Yeah, I was chopping it up with real quick, just on like a line by line with somebody from.
Because you met him, word. You met him at an event recently.
No, we just saw him. He was in the front row.
Yeah, okay.
When Chad and Ron and I went, he was there at the front row at the MLW joint. But like, I was like, man, I was sitting next to my wife. Like, I was watching it at some weird time in the morning, and I'm like, oh man, like I hope she don't see me crying at this wrestling documentary. This shit was
nah, bro. It was that. It was definitely that. Bro, the guy, I know, and no disrespect to anybody, and I hope I come from a place of, I don't know, endearment with this. Every one of us knows somebody that's, and I mean this again in the most respectful way possible. Every one of us knows someone that's just a little bit special, right? And I feel like when you watch that documentary, you can tell how much pro wrestling literally means to him.
How much it means to him, yeah.
On a level that surpasses any kind of human logic or understanding. You know what I'm saying?
He said verbatim, the only two
it's
things
in
I
his
care about
spine,
is
like
pro wrestling and my mom. And
That's
I lost
it,
my
bro.
mom. I can't lose this.
Like, holy fuck, bro. He made me feel like we are pieces of shit for shitting on pro wrestling, like, sometimes, because he's like this guy is literally so in love with it, and it is everything about him that I had to check myself. I'm like, yo,
yeah, I feel you.
fuck am I doing?
Not to get too deep, but like, you go into the whole Garden of Eden story when it's like, nah, you probably shouldn't eat the apple. You probably shouldn't eat the apple because you can never go back. I think I'm so deep into this wrestling shit where I can't just enjoy it anymore.
Right.
Like, I watch it, I'm
well, it's like music. You're picking it apart too. I wonder what they did with that equalizer or what they did.
It's
like,
worse.
Nah, it's
in
part
music
of life.
it's worse. In music it's worse. There's songs that I just can't listen to for various reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, in music we can have that. That's therapy. You know what I mean? Like, that's a therapy session.
Yep.
But like with wrestling, because I've been watching it for so long, it's like I can't just watch it for what it is anymore unless it's something I haven't seen. You know?
You have
That's
permanent PTSD, for better or for worse. We all have like moments in time branded in our brains that will never leave. So when you get, it's almost like when you have a meal again for the second time. You go somewhere and you go try some Red Lobster biscuits and they just weren't the same as they were the first time you had them. It's the exact same shit. You're holding everything up to a certain litmus test.
There used to be the spot, Restaurant Row, it's called Ember Room. They had this amazing fucking Chilean sea bass, and then they closed. And every time I've eaten Chilean sea bass, I've compared it in my mind to that, and it's just never good enough.
Yep.
Never good. I'm like, yo, y'all ain't sprinkled the shit on it, bro. Like, what we doing here?
Yep.
You're gonna never good enough? This fucking Adam Cole segment, man.
This is the dog.
All right.
Yo, Roddy and them ain't packing it up, yo. What's good, man? Is this story gonna be over? Are y'all over it?
It's not.
Y'all done?
No, it's not gonna be over.
I'm done with this shit.
It's not gonna be over.
Matt Taven and Mike Bennett do deserve contract higher, raises in their pay. I truly believe that they're the highlight of it, only because who the fuck was looking for them before? Nobody. So to me, I do feel like there is a positive out of it, and I do feel like them being highlighted is dope. The giraffe shit's a little strange, but it's still funny.
I think it's doing what it's doing because just 2 months ago you didn't even remember their names. So I think
I called him Mike Tenay. I'm like, who the fuck? You guys said his initials were MT. I'm like, Mike Tenay.
I had no idea who they were. So the story is
the professor Mike Tenay.
Word.
Story, it's serving its purpose to like make people let you just know, like, all right.
But the thing is, so because I do graphic design and I do this type of shit where I have to do literal tastemaker level shit where I have to impress a record label, the artist that also wants this piece of work, and the audience that's going to purchase it, right? I have to impress all these people at once. So I'm speculating and I'm looking at stuff and I'm holding a fine-tooth comb up to everything. So like Ao said, the way he can't separate himself from his past experiences, I can't help but look at the shit that just went down with Roddy and Adam Cole and saying, okay, if ultimately we're here right now, there's so many different ways we could have tuned those segments to make them perfect. Like don't get it twisted. It
Like
might be
ending.
corny,
Like
but
ending, yeah.
it didn't have to be corny. There was some fucking teeth to this shit. And I'm still interested in who the devil is, who this person is behind the devil mask. But we've lost so much from the first time that they presented that story, even with all these different contenders for MJF and all this shit. It's just like, dog,
the subtlety
I
of
can't focus. It's sensory overload for me.
It's the loss of subtlety. What they could have done is what they did was latch on to something that was funny in one segment and then beat it to death, and then just pile more and more on top of that. Like, I don't even remember how we got here anymore. Because
Cole
all this
has a
is,
beard, fam. He has a beard and a broken ankle.
yeah.
That's where we've gone.
What was the original devil mask segment from? Someone jumped Jay White.
When they jumped Jay White in the back.
But why would MJF care about who jumps Jay White?
And this has never been mentioned ever again because Jay White don't care who jumped Jay White.
No, I think
Why
they
would
thought it
Adam
was-
Cole care who jumped Jay White?
No, I think they thought that it was MJF that jumped him. That's why.
I think it's Britt Baker.
If we want to get interesting, like, you right, like, it's Britt Baker or it's somebody like that. I don't know.
So let's just get right to the main event. The Acclaim came out, and I think me at home, like Ron, I don't know, you're on the social media that time, so my reaction when it was the Acclaimed, I was just like, here we go.
I already knew that was going to happen. That's how hard the night was.
I think the reason why I really thought it was going to be dope is because of like shit in the back in the day with like not that X-Pac was a comedy act, but X-Pac and Kane tagging together. It's like that's so unlikely, and like the mashup of it was just cool. So like to me, it's like the comedy dudes meeting up with the champion,
guy.
the world
Yeah.
champion, the guy. It would make sense both creatively and I think just for entertainment purposes, I think it would make sense. The execution of it, I don't know if it was the best.
What came to mind with me without using my phone was The Rock and the Hurricane interacting. When I see MJF and the Acclaim getting together, I'm just like, oh God, here we go.
And then I'm not really sure, and maybe I'm just being overly sensitive, like like the white guy jumping out and defending, any rights for any other marginalized group type deal. But maybe I'm just like old or I'm too sensitive. But bro, what are we doing with this juvenile homosexual act? I'm just being real, like, because I can tell you, I have gay friends, I have people that are in that community that I know. And although they may have whatever humor amongst themselves and they may have maybe they enjoy it, I don't know. That is like so 8th grade, like just juvenile, like I'm playing gay shit. So it's like, to me, I'm not really sure what they're doing, but it's not appealing to us as their demographic because we are in their demographic. And I don't know the younger people that's appealing to because I don't know anyone that's really doing that nowadays. But I also don't know too many younger kids.
There's actually a gay man in the group. So it's like,
yeah, and there's a real person in the community who's not just gay and out. He's super fucking respected in the community and like does community shit, like outreach shit, and like helps people. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm just confused. I'm just altogether confused. I really am. I don't know what's going on. I don't, as a subscriber of the product, I don't know why I'm continuing to subscribe, if I'm being real. That's just how I feel. And that's how I feel right now. I don't know. Maybe I'll feel differently later. I don't know.
I wanted to be the guy who just went with the expected. We all wanted it to be the multiple challengers. Am I wrong? Am I right? Like, we wanted it to be the multiple challengers as the partners. I felt like that was the most obvious, and they diverted from that because it was the most obvious, and they gave us the Acclaim. And I just feel like the multi-partners would have just been so much more intriguing than this, because after this Jay White match, it's over for that Jay White opportunity because now MJF's got a world of other challengers waiting in the wings. Literally,
like there's so many interest. Like the cool thing about Samoa Joe saying, "Yo, I'm gonna offer you help if you give me my shot," and then you figure like there's other people that are in that kind of conversation. Think about the hitters row that's coming up against right now, MJF right now. Wardlow's right there. I would have done something as
we might
weird.
have forgot a big thing though, but go ahead. We might have forgot a really, really important part of this, but go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like I just would have done like think about some of the people that MJF has had interactions with, not even recently, but just in the past that's pissed him off. And this could be like their way of saying, "Oh, you need help, but I need something in return. I haven't been doing shit for 6 months."
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there's so many interesting ways they could have gone. Somebody from MJF's past that just comes up. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. Like they went with basically what you would do on a house show. Right? That tag team match was very house show. And
My
house
mind
show
doesn't
is
let me
great for
accept
house
this shit.
shows, but not necessarily for TV.
Like why are we dogpiling viable opponents on MJF right now? And like so when I ask that question and I'm forced to answer it, the only thing that comes to mind that makes sense to me is that this bidding war of 2024 shit is real, and we're trying to hotshot this shit because this guy's getting the fuck out of here as soon as possible. Like that's really the only thing that makes sense to me.
That much I don't think. I don't think that.
I
don't
hope
think that
not.
I don't
That's
think
just
they
the
would have
thought that came to
invested
mind.
something as important as this is our longest reigning champion without him being
Right.
on papers, right?
Right.
What I think this is, I honestly see when we talk about they, the biggest thing there is who is they, and I think
Right.
the they in this MJF conversation is partially MJF.
Right.
I think a lot of these wrestlers have creative input to the point that they're pitching shit, and a lot of it is just being greenlit without it being checked first.
Yeah.
So I think this is like, yo, MJF is looking like, yo, I want to be, I know I can play heel. Let me prove that I can be a baby face. And the way that I'm going to prove that I'm going to be a baby face is I'm going to be the world beater. How do you beat the world? Have everybody come at me at one time and me still overcome. This is Hulk Hogan booking.
Yeah.
He's hulking up.
I tell you, I really don't. I don't hate it, but
It's my favorite part of the show.
as someone that has adult ADHD,
I hate it.
I feel like the sensory overload of having all these different things going on at once in this involving one person is just too much for me. Because you figure if they do have all these different people, they have like one of the biggest rosters out there. They have a long list of people that wrestle for them, right? And then if you're counting ROH with Athena and everybody else, there's so many power players in that company that I just simply cannot accept that this is what's going on there. And I guess I'll just leave it at that. I feel like we could do I think if all four, and I'm not disrespecting anyone that does the job, because I know that there's a lot more involved than someone just coming up with ideas, because if it was that easy, anybody could do it, right? But I do feel like creatively speaking, even the four of us could probably book some of these angles a little better than they're being.
This is what I think it is. This is really what I think the biggest problem in AEW in real life is. Like, fuck what we see on TV. That's a byproduct of what's really happening. Tony Khan is a fan who just happens to be the son of a billionaire. That's why AEW exists.
No
what
doubt.
also is a byproduct of that scenario is you have a lot of people, like, think about, like, people throw the word carny around all the time. People probably look at him as like an op from the standpoint of opportunity, not opposition.
no doubt.
This is opportunity. You're food right now.
Yeah, he's food.
He's food. So you can pitch him anything
To the
because
wrestlers, to a bunch of people, not just
1,000%.
Yeah.
We know it's sweet over there. So if we can't get this kind of contract over there with Vince and what's going on in WWE, who's established, let's go get a check over here. And he's such a fan that not only is he going to cut you the check, but then he's going to put you in a position that you can tell him, I want to do X, Y, and Z, and he's going to sign off on it. That's the problem right now. You have a lot of people that are just saying, I want to do this. Somebody else says, I want to do this. Somebody else says, I want to do this.
Yo, throughout
You're
all
like
of this,
all this shit. That was the
has
problem
anyone
with Punk.
Has anyone found out what happened to Jack Perry? Did he get fired? Is he
Yo,
is he the
he
devil?
He is on the longest suspension of all wrestling history. He is on the Ja Morant
I
level.
will say, I will say this. Think about how big of a fan of Punk Tony Khan was, and how much money Punk probably made Khan. And like, yo, you're the provokee. You know, you're the provoker. Pardon me. That the reason why he's not here. We already knew what kind of attitude he had, but you actually caused him. You poked the bear a little bit. Nah, you ain't coming back until February, guy. If then.
I'll
I don't ever want to talk. This is depressing.
Yo,
I'll wrap it up on this.
Can we get into Crown Jewel, please?
Talk
I never thought that Chad's favorite pay-per-view of the year would be a light at the end of the tunnel at the end of this fucking segment right here.
Dog, let me tell you what's happening right now. All right.
Yo, look at Ayo. He's on some Stone Cold shit.
This is depressing.
Yo, Steve Austin.
Yo.
What? No, but I'll wrap it up on the MJF shit. Him having all of the champs. This will segue into Crown Jewel. Him having all of the challengers. Yeah, man. So I'm already going after him. Having all the challengers accelerated onto him right now is no different from Roman Reigns having all the challengers gunning after him with only one world title. It just happens to be spread out the route.
I don't want to see Sami Zayn, JD McDonough either. I'm sorry. You just hit a nerve. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I don't mind the multiple challengers consistently going at MJF. That's what I think I enjoyed the most about it, because I'm like, wow, this feels like a real important piece of Dynamite. If that's my takeaway from this whole destructive Dynamite, I'm happy that there's challenges for the World Heavyweight title picture. Like that scene looks good. Like, I'm satisfied with where that's going right now with MJF. So it's no different from what happened with Roman Reigns before the Seth Rollins title came into the picture.
Look, there's pieces that I think can be used, and they could do something good here. It's gonna take Mariano Rivera level closers and saves to come in and fix whatever the fuck they just fucked, though. Like they got to do something. I don't know, man.
Get the Crown Jewel, man.
Yeah, I forgot there was a predictions episode. Yeah,
word to everything. We're an hour and 11 in.
I ain't tweeting, man. I ain't tweeting nothing. I ain't saying nothing. So I have to get this off with this Dynamite feedback. This house.
I ain't putting none of my picks in here either. It looks like only Ronnie and Chad did the assignments. So me and Ao are calling on the fly. But I don't know who's wrestling on this show. I'll run it if you want. I got it pulled up. Unless Ron, you got it.
Please do. Somebody run this shit. I can't. All
right. So I'll run it. We'll start off with the singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I'll start with Chad. We'll just go this way because you're above me. So, Chad, who you got for that?
I'm going Seth. I'm taking Seth here because there's really no rhyme or reason.
And Ron, I got you. I'll write it in the notes when AO and I pick right now.
Drew, the contract, et cetera, et cetera. I'd be very surprised if Drew won just for the sake of a title change, but Seth's going to keep trucking on. Damian Priest is going to keep luring in the wings, and we'll have a rematch again.
I'm not mad at face Drew McIntyre having that title, but heel Drew McIntyre, nah.
Sam, they're going to have a match again on Raw. They're going to have a rematch. So whatever happens, this is the one of many that's going to happen between Drew and Seth for the next 2 months.
Who you got, Ao?
Yeah, no, I'm going Seth because I think this is probably phase one and where we're eventually going to go with Drew McIntyre. So I think he definitely takes the L. But I think this is where this might be the tipping point of the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak, with Mac.
Ron?
So Seth.
Yeah, I went with Seth Rollins too. I couldn't see Drew getting the title right now.
It's a full sweep. Same here, Seth. I don't know if Seth. If it'll just be another one of those matches. None of us gets points again if that happens. I mean, if that's it, whatever. But I don't see Seth losing. Next match. I'm not gonna go with this in order. Ronnie does it smart. I think he did it from the bottom up, and I'm just reading it the wrong way. So I'll go from the other end. Singles match, we got Sami Zayn.
Words away. Nasty.
Everything's all right, bro. But I got Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough.
And then you just say you didn't want to see that too.
Sammy versus JD McDonough. All right.
Chad.
That's on the pre-show, by the way.
Yo, fam, how is JD McDonough Always fiending to be a part of Judgment Day. They never letting him rock, but they want everybody else on Raw to be a part of Judgment Day.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the little brother that wants to play the game with his brother, but they give him the controller that's not plugged in. That's what it reminds me of. Just to make him feel like he's a part of it. And
it blows my mind that like, yo, this man is willing to put his life on the line to be with y'all, and y'all are just like, yo, beat it. And then it's like, yo, kid, everybody else on the Raw roster come be a part of Judgment Day. We can help you, Cody, Jimmy, Drew, Seth,
who you got, AO,
Ricochet, AO, Ron. Y'all want to be Judgment Day? Like they literally going to everybody. But JD McDonough.
Nah, I'm going Sammy. Definitely going Sammy. You said it's pre-show, Ron?
Yeah, that's pre-show.
Or
according to Wikipedia, that's pre-show.
Yeah, Sammy.
Gotta be.
I'm going Sammy too. I'm not seeing the little brother win this one.
Well, I'll tell you what. I have nothing to lose, and
are there any stipulations? Anything on the line here?
No.
Like, is it like if Sammy if JD McDonough wins, he's definitely Judgment Day? Or
not to my knowledge.
Just for Sami Zayn to come out and pop the crowd in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, all right. You mean the guy that main evented the pay-per-view in Montreal against Roman Reigns? Pre-show?
Yo, I'll have you know, they haven't had a kickoff show in how many years? Come on. A kickoff match. Look at that.
So it might be dope. Might be really good.
Look at that. This might be a banger. This might be one of those sleepers that
but we already know like JD McDonough can go, man.
He can go.
He's dope. Like he's
that's what I'm saying. Like it could be a sleeper for
I think the match is gonna be fire. I'm just trying how do all right.
Like how did they even get to this point?
Not even get there. It's like what happens after the
Nothing
match?
Not
a damn thing. To my knowledge.
Yo, chat, like this will be a rematch on Raw. Like not even the Drew Mack joint. This will be a rematch on Raw. It's going to start the 10 o'clock hour off.
I'm gonna be real with you, yo.
Hey, yo, I'll do you one better. This won't even be the 10 o'clock match. This will be the main event of Raw.
I can see it.
AO really might have to get a stress test after this, yo. But at any rate, and this might really put him over the top. I'm picking JD McDonough, and this is the reason I'm gonna pick. I'm picking JD McDonough.
Y'all about the kind of fucking day I had, man.
Yo.
This is why the rematch is going to be on Raw, and AO is just going to be looking at the screen like, yo,
on this
how
fifth,
did we
fifth
all
beer, sixth beer?
Oh, yo, I'm picking JD McDonough, and the reason I'm picking JD McDonough is because Sami Zayn might be at Bryan Danielson levels of not losing anything by losing. So JD McDonough's on the main roster. He needs a win to even be anybody. And unless he's just going to be like some shitty loser, I think they need him to win a match. And I feel like he'll win it here. So I'm going to go with JD McDonough just because.
That's funny, because I think he loses here to have the rematch on the main event of Raw the following night.
You're right, because Sammy is more overseas than anybody. So I think Sammy would get the win. But fuck it, I'm keeping my pick. I don't care. I win, I lose. I don't give a shit. Fuck this pay-per-view. What's the next match?
No love for blood money. No love for blood money.
Yo, speaking of which, hopefully one of the better matches of the night because I love both of these people. But bro, do we get Bianca Belair as the new champion? I sure fucking hope
She's
so.
on her own against the world. I don't doubt Bianca Belair, man. You know where I'm rocking with, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna spoil the movie before it even gets to my pick and tell you I'm picking Bianca because I can't bet against her. So
sucks for EO, man.
What you got, AO?
What's the match? Bianca versus EO?
Yeah, the best match of the night, arguably.
Who's the champ? Is EO still a champ?
Yeah, she's still the champ.
Oh, Bianca's the new Charlotte Flair. You kidding me?
Exactly.
You think she
done. Bianca.
We need to get Bianca signed to Black Woman Muscle immediately.
No, I'm like,
heard you.
I'll stick with my pick. I think I'm going with EO. I feel like she's gonna retain this for some reason. I feel like this.
If EO retains, it's probably because of a DQ and Bianca wins.
Yes, that or some shenanigans.
What do you got? You got AO. You got Bianca too.
Yeah.
All right, Ron. So EO retains, then what?
Then I'm gonna see a rematch somewhere in the near future. You might see the rematch at what's the face? Survivor Series.
know what?
Survivor Series.
Here's the question. Here's the question. Who is Bianca specifically like naming in her promos right now? She came back to see who?
Pretty much all three of them, I think. All three. Oh well, all two. Well, shit. What's her face? Bailey and EO because they injured her in the first place. So that's why she
But
was
you
out
know
for
what? I'm gonna change my pick. On that note, I'm gonna go with EO.
Okay.
I'm gonna change that. I'm not taking Bianca. I'm going EO because there's more legs to the Bailey EO breakup, the Damage Control breakup, Dakota Kai coming back around the Rumble, Bianca having to go with Bailey. There's a lot more legs.
And you think Bianca's a company woman enough that she does the job for EO Sky? You know what I mean? She probably does the job, is what you're saying. You know what I mean?
How do you just talk like Don Maggiano with that?
You know what I mean?
Hey, you know what I mean? He's my fucking familia. You know what I
Guy
mean?
over here. Look at this fucking
What the fuck
guy.
are you
This
talking about?
guy.
He's my fucking
I
family.
told you to
do
bring
the
the
job.
thing around the back. You fucking bring it to the front. This fucking guy.
Gonna do the job.
Sold fucking 20 cartons of fucking cigarettes last week.
I told you to
going to
fucking keep it quiet. You buy a fucking car. Look at this guy.
I'm going EO, yo.
I'm going Bianca by DQ. I think EO definitely leaves with the title, but Bianca wins the match because of DQ.
Yeah, I just see EO winning with shenanigans. That's how I look at it. I don't think they.
I will not change my pick. I'm going to stick with Bianca and hope for the best. You know, black woman muscle. Jade will be a part of that faction as well. I got money. I'm gonna put money on the board for that. But all right, yo, we got John Cena against Solo Sikoa.
This is fun. That's fun.
Oh, it's
Like,
I mean, it's
that
really
part
fun
of
to
it-
even predict it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like this is really fun because like I can make an argument either way. Like I think John Cena has no problem taking an L for the rest of his career. It was
So
just a
Rikishi's
promo.
kid, too?
Yeah, want that right? Who has more clout, right? Like I think like he just had a promo a couple of SmackDowns ago, maybe even last week. I don't fucking know. He just had the promo where he was talking about I haven't won in XYZ amount of years.
2008.
That was last week.
It was last week, right? So
It was last week.
I can
Made
see
a whole thing about it.
Yeah, this thing being a continuation, which was weird to me because it was like, all right, are you gonna have a match? It's like, nah, we're gonna have a confrontation. Okay, but like I think that Solo Sikoa is still in that place where you don't have him lose big matches right now because
I'll
he
tell
still
you
needs
this:
to come across.
if he
threat.
hits that Samoan spike on
it's over.
John Cena better not be on Raw, bro. I don't want to see him on Raw. I don't want to see him on SmackDown. I want to see him in a fucking stretcher.
I'll do you one better. I can see Cena kicking out, and then Solo Sikoa
Damn.
having hit him with a second one.
Sheesh,
'Cause it's
it's a
Cena.
big thumb, bro.
So you're going solo.
I'm going Solo though.
When Solo has his
the
thumb
record.
taped up, that shit looks like a fucking cricket bat, bro. Something wrong with him.
Nasty use of the thumb.
I'm out of here.
All right, so you guys all have. All right, so wait, Chad, you had who? I think you
going-
picked Cena in the notes,
Oh yeah, I'm going Juan Bina. He's got to win.
and then
gotta
who
win.
you have? Ao.
I'm going Solo.
I like it. And
I'm
Ronnie?
I'm going Cena based off the storyline. He ain't have a win in a
Solo's
minute.
the
So.
perfect person to take the L.
But
Like-
again, his win hasn't. He said he hasn't had a TV win. He didn't just say
Yeah.
a win. He didn't have a TV win. So
Right.
it's all good.
yeah, because
if
he beat
loses
he
on
beat
pay-per-view.
Austin Theory, didn't he? Or no?
No, he lost.
No,
to
he
Theory.
lost.
He lost.
LA
It's-
Knight technically got the pin in the tag match. He's lost every other time he's been at a
Right.
match that mattered. So it's like he kind of needs this win. right
Yeah,
now.
so
You
he
don't
needs
need
a
it, but
he needs a win on TV and on pay-per-views.
Yeah.
He
Look,
needs
I'm
both.
taking
Here-
Cena, yo. I'm
Yeah,
going
I'm
with
going
Cena.
with Cena. I'm going with Cena. I'm going with Cena.
No,
Doug,
no,
and
no,
if
champ.
you want to,
Come on, champ. Come on, champ. You
what
said
I
Solo.
say? Solo.
You
Come
said
on,
Solo.
No. I'm going with Solo. I'm going with Solo because think about this, bro. Let's peel this bitch all the way back. We're in the middle of SAG-AFTRA. We're
I'm
in the
gonna peel
middle.
his muffin cap back.
Blue, nigga. We're in the middle of fucking strike conversations that can end at any time. There is no long-term plans possible for John Cena right now because he can go back to Hollywood at any time. Why would you have him beat somebody who has to come to work tomorrow?
Because Hollywood strike ain't gonna be over tomorrow.
Well, if that's your pick for tomorrow,
and they don't even. You think they don't know this already? You don't think they know already?
No.
Like,
of course they know this, but what's the
time.
point in John Cena beating Solo Sikoa? What's the actual point?
If he has to go tomorrow, at least he left with a win.
That's not as valuable as having, but that's not as valuable as having Solo Sikoa like still look like a killer and beat somebody to the caliber of John Cena. Because John Cena can afford to lose the rest of his career and you're still gonna pop. Think about nobody says Cena sucks anymore. And he's been losing the whole time.
He'll always look like a killer just because of who he's standing next to, and because Roman Reigns isn't there on a regular basis, he'll always terrorize SmackDown. So it's like he's the placemat.
All he had to do is put mad tape on his thumb, and he's going like a killer. I'm just saying it doesn't make.
We just need a Kurt Angle comeback story, and we'll be good. But
that man can't even move his arm, bro. Come on.
Nah, no doubt, family. My bad, family. All right, so that brings us to Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Chad.
Adrenaline in his soul. Cody Rhodes ain't losing to Punishment Hernandez.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Cody also, because at the end of the day, like this match is not for the briefcase. Yeah, this match is not for the briefcase. So he still
that
has
Saudi Arabian crowd. That Saudi Arabian crowd is going to lose their shit for Cody Rhodes fireworks. So Cody Rhodes is definitely winning that fucking match.
I had Cody Rhodes as well.
This match is for nothing.
Signed, sealed, delivered. This next one is going to be interesting. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship, I might
tell you early, Logan Paul.
Yeah, I had Logan Paul.
Definitely Logan.
Yeah, I think it's time I feel like it's time for him to get a title. To me, that's just my opinion. And Ray doesn't lose anything by losing the title. Like, he's good, man. You know what I'm saying?
All right, we can move right along.
Logan been putting in that work, man. So
see what happens when you're not stressed out about a product. Even though this might not be our favorite pay-per-view, we're breezing through this like we weren't through AEW. All right, we got a fatal 5-way match for the Women's World Championship between the champion Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Can you repeat that, please? I have no idea what
Absolutely.
you just said.
What a filler
There's
match.
a fatal 5-way for the nice big Rhea Ripley championship between Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark, and Raquel Rodriguez. This is just one of them. This is one of the magician matches where they're trying to distract you and have one hand behind their back.
Yeah, this is a Rhea victory.
I'm so happy you said that. All right.
Yeah.
Unison.
Yeah. I got Rhea, and I say Rhea too because it would be a good story to say that Rhea is the only person in the Judgment Day who hasn't lost the title and won it back. She still had the title consistently.
Rhea Ripley is the
good call.
Judgment Day. Let's just be serious.
Good call.
And
The most fire thing about the Judgment Day right now is how, like, Rhea Ripley has mind fucked all of them into saying there's no leaders, but she's the leader.
She's absolutely the leader. Like, absolutely.
I agree.
Hilarious.
All right. The next match is arguably the match that everyone came here for, which would be the Universal WWE Championship between Roman Reigns and Mr. Los Angeles Evening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, Roman.
Yeah.
Roman early.
Yeah, I got Roman on this one too, man.
Roman early. This is the first.
It's going to be dirty.
Of course,
there's
going to be bloodline.
Roman hasn't won on his own in a real long time.
Yeah.
Sam, it's going to be formula. It's going to be formula.
Actually, who has the title right now? Is it AO?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a 5-pointer, bro. At least one.
Word. Is
Might
any?
need
Do
to.
we have
Wait,
any?
we all got
do we
Roman
have
though.
any,
We all got Roman.
Yeah, we all got. Are any of our picks different on any of these matches?
I want to highlight. I was just gonna
Win
say.
the title.
We have had the exact same pick on every single match from Cody Rhodes to Seth Rollins. But before that, we all have different picks. Or at least someone has a different pick than the norm. For all of the lead-up matches from the buy-in until the
because you want to pick JD.
Bina match. So the first 3 matches are a crapshoot. So any of us could win on a crapshoot or a 5-pointer.
All right, man. Like, I don't wish I'd have looked at this shit earlier today. 5-point question. Who the fuck knows, man?
AO's had a day, yo.
I've had a day, my guy.
The
What the fuck is the third match on this card?
Yo,
What
I
a prop.
quit.
What's the
prop.
third match on this
I
card, bro?
quit. He
What a
said, "What is
prop.
the exact yard line that the punt gets returned on?"
Wow.
Oh my God.
I got nothing else. We've done first. We've done what's the third match on this card?
That's it. Whoever gets that wins. That's a 3.
They should win the whole pay-per-view prediction.
That should be a 10-pointer right there, buddy.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. 10 points.
All
What's
right,
the third match on this card?
All right, what say you? Go ahead, Chad. You start.
Oh, well, of course.
You need me to run through the matches again?
Yeah.
All right, Sammy JD. We know that's not it, so we'll throw that out of it. The Fatal 5-Way Women's match: Io versus Bianca, Bina versus Solo, Cody versus Damian, Ray versus Logan, Roman versus LA, and Seth versus Drew.
Off top, I'm going Damian. Third match. It's a third match vibe. It's got nothing at stake, and it's just filler. Third match vibe.
I'm going Fatal 5-Way. So you say Cody and Damian?
Yeah.
All right.
What you got, Ron?
Yeah, I'm going Cody Damian. Yeah, I'm looking at this card, and that's the only thing I can see that's like that could be in that position.
I'm going Ray versus Logan. I was originally going to pick the 5-way, but because Boog already picked it, fuck it. I'm going to go Logan versus Mysterio.
That's a good one.
Third match.
That's a good
We
one.
will see what happens, and this is going to be a 10-pointer. Holy shit, fellas. We might have a fucking crazy... Well, it's one we're going to have to watch on a Saturday afternoon. I'm going to get some pizza. I'm going to ignore my family like a great husband and father, and I'm going to watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah, I'm going to watch that and head to the event, man. To wrestling.
Yeah,
girls,
those wrestling girls, man.
Wrestling girls. Salute
Word
to y'all.
Well, listen, if I've taken anything away from this episode today, fellas, it's that AEW is the best shit smoking, and
Dynamite
we're all
can blow up in
pleased.
your
We're all
face.
very pleased with the product, and there's no need for improvement there. They're really excelling, and I feel like if we just really try hard enough, we might believe in them. And it's us that's broken. It's not them.
Yes,
Yo,
thank
you want to know what's really fire? What's really fire?
Yeah.
Wrestling Revolver. Right? Wrestling Revolver is a promotion. They have a show coming up on November 16th, so a couple of weeks.
Shouts out
Ronda
to them.
Rousey.
Hope they do well.
Ronda Rousey is starting her indie run. She's teaming up with Marina Shafir against Athena and Billy Starks. So that's a match that's booked.
What a
I've
look.
seen, right? I've seen. I think. Let me see who else is booked on this card real quick. But like, some shit that I actually like. I like what they're doing right there. I don't know what the storylines are. There probably aren't any storylines, but I'm interested to see what Ronda Rousey does on the indie scene outside of WWE, because we all thought like she's retired, she's done. There's no more wrestling for Ronda Rousey. This tells me that she wanted to do more.
She wants to get better.
Right. So let's see. Let's see her test.
How
her
long
mettle.
till we get Mercedes Moné versus Ronda Rousey not in a WWE ring and get mad bread for it? It's gonna happen.
Mercedes versus Ronda is big fucking money.
Big
that
money,
any,
dog.
Tony Khan,
any intelligent
sign
booker
that
is going
check.
to cut every check. I'll mortgage the crib. We're
Tony
gonna-
Khan will sign that check for All In too.
Yep.
And I'm here.
As
That
well
might
he
be one of
should.
the most exciting matches. And for as vanilla as Ronda Rousey has been, she's got a get back of all get backs to make that match worth something. So I would.
Yo,
would pay to
which is
watch it.
No,
interesting because
honestly,
Ronda
I don't
Rousey
think so.
isn't really vanilla. Like
I
in
don't
real
think so.
life, she's. Say
I
what?
feel like I'm kind of going with you, but with you, AO. Like if she goes to the unscripted land, I feel like she's.
Oh
gonna
yeah, if she's the arm
Great.
breaking Ronda Rousey, then I'm with you. If she's the I gotta fucking do promos Ronda Rousey, I'm not around.
Yo, UFC Ronda Rousey is what Mox's promo just was. I don't need you to be out here for 20 minutes. I need you to be out here for 20 seconds and tell me why you hate the person that you're going to fight next week. And then bust their ass.
I think
Pro
Ronda
wrestling
is
ain't
gonna be
complicated.
Ronda's gonna have a run, and I think her coming to All Elite Wrestling, that is the glue that would help drive some traffic to that motherfucker.
Tell you what, like all this WWE talk and AEW talk, the two shows that I'm most excited about coming up are the House of Glory show in December. We got Santana versus Cardona for the title, and this Wrestling Revolver joint. Speedball Mike Bailey is on this card versus
He's wrestling Swerve.
like this. Nah. He's wrestling
He's wrestling Swerve. Well, he's wrestling Swerve and
Brian
Queen.
Keith. He's wrestling
Wow.
Brian on the Revolver joint.
Oh, okay. I think House of
On
Glory.
Revolver. Yeah, no, in House of Glory, like those are the two, because like I think there's so much just interesting shit that people are doing that's not being translated to what we're watching on TV. This is the difference, folks, between going to a spot and fucking with a DJ and there might be a couple hundred people in the spot versus judging what's popping in music off of what's happening on Z100.
Agreed. Because Mike
Well,
Bailey's different right now.
They're fucking sweeping us off the stage at the Apollo right now, folks. So
Dog, this has been my fucking therapy session weekly, and this did not
yo,
hurt.
episode 60 might be like it might
is my
be the
breaking point.
WrestleMania in the Thunderdome where we won't really watch it again. Because I think this is going to be the most triggering episode. If AO watches this back or listens to it back,
I gotta
he might
watch it. I gotta
seriously-
find the clip.
he might seriously need like prescription from his doctor. So I'm just gonna preemptively ask everyone to wish AO well in his recovery after this episode. And
Dynamite dismantle episode.
yeah, for sure. But it's been real. We fuck with y'all. Thanks for fucking with us.
It's
And
been one.
cop all the PMF shit. I seen some bucket hats online. Those shits look pretty fire. Ron always got something for sale. Chad, I honestly don't know what he sells, but he always has money. So I honestly, if I were you, I'm a citizen. I would call, if you see him outside of your apartment, call the cops on him, because honestly, it might be worth your while. I don't know. He just seems like
Dog,
he's up
one
to
of the
no good.
best compliments you can ever pay your homie is like, yo, I don't know what he does, but he always got bread, so fuck with him.
Yeah, fuck with him, bro. He got bread, so you know what I'm saying? Like you can just fuck with him. Yeah, but if any of you call any of us big bro, we already know what time it is, and you have a wonderful rest of your evening, morning, whenever you listen to this. It's been real. We're the Ringside Club, and we're getting the fuck out of here. Peace out.
We out, man.